Morning, folks. My name is Phil Gallagher. I run Thraben University, a site for legacy death and taxes. Today we are going to be playing some four-color Loam. This is a donation deck list from Soyo Penguin, so I wanted to thank them for that donation. I'm looking forward to this. Historically, I've really liked Loam as a deck, especially in maybe about the past year and a half or so. Gideon Arp, thank you very much for following. I hope you'll enjoy this stream. I'm really looking forward to it. Renin 6, awesome card. So let's talk about what's special about this deck list. Right now, there's sort of a divide in the four-color Loam community. Let me see if I can find the meme, because that really summed it up well. Yeah, here it is. You can cut Teague and Zenith. Teague and Zenith are essential. That's the current big debate right now in the four-color Loam community. So this is Matthew Vook's deck list, which does not have the Green Sun Zenith package. So that has some deck building implications. It means that you no longer run Gaddock Teague, and you no longer run Dryad Arbor. So you lose out on a piece of the turn 1 acceleration by doing that. You only have a single copy of Loam now, so you can use that to rebuy your lands from your graveyard and like look for Punishing Fire or Night. So instead you're going much deeper on Renin 6. The versions that look like this play either 3 or 4 Renin 6 to fish stuff out of the graveyard. I've seen 1 or 2 deck lists running around that don't even run a Loam. They just like run the 4th Teague and just go like, well, this is good enough. So Nikos, here's the thing, right? So if you look at the sideboard, this sideboard has 3 copies of Thalia. And I think the previous version had 2 copies of Thalia. So essentially it's running a Thalia over the Teague in the 75 to go and balance things out. So I think having another Hate Bear is essential. It doesn't necessarily have to be Teague. Teague definitely has places where it's going to be better than Thalia. But, you know, sometimes a Hate Bear is a Hate Bear for, a matchup like Storm. It's very hard to win through a Thalia. It's basically impossible to win through Teague, though. So, there's differences, but it's okay. So, as far as other big differences, this has a main deck Tarmogoyf. This has a second main deck basic. This one gets Forest and Swamp because you get another slot with Dryad Arbor gone, so you can afford the second basic, which isn't necessarily always in the deck list that I've played. And we have 2 Tarmogoyfs in the 75, which I think is a very powerful card. Speaking of powerful cards, Plague Engineer is absolutely insane. Been super impressed with that card. Happy to see 2 in the sideboard. There's a couple other notable things about the deck list. There's no Cabal Pit as recurring removal. Instead, we have Blast Zone. There's a Vraska Golgari Queen in the sideboard, which I don't know that I like. I had really mixed results with this card when I played it before, and I kind of wonder if it should just be like a Marchesa instead, or Marquesa, however that is pronounced. I do really like the Huntmaster of the Falls, though, to help you stabilize versus some of the aggro decks, because a lot of times, the 4-color Loam deck has just an incredible endgame inevitability versus a huge chunk of the format, so just having some life gain card does a lot of work. Make it a second Huntsmaster. Just, kick Vraska out right now. JK. Alright. Vraska's seeing a bit more play in the board because it comes down and kills Ren 6. Level 0 Judge, that's a really good thought. Yeah, so my thought was, like, there's a lot of mid-range control decks that aren't really playing a ton of powerful creatures right now, and Punishing Fire can pick off most of their stuff. So, like, between Punishing Fire, Ren and 6, and, like, being the Monarch, I feel like you can just, like, control the ever-loving crap out of the game. Yeah, so this is Matthew Vook's deck list. I think it's very good. I don't know that it is optimized yet, just because, like, it doesn't seem like that many cards are changing, but these are big changes for the way the deck is going to play out. My other random thought is, I wonder if a Plague Engineer should be in the main deck, because I just think that card's that good. Let's jump into some matches. Oh, just as a side note, I played some Modern last night. It looks like if I want to play Paper Magic locally, I have to play Modern. So, where'd that list go? I played this last night and 4-1'd with it. I later figured out that this was a meme deck list and wasn't meant to be good, but, you know, I made it work. Of course, and thank you for the donation. I do want to give a shout out to my friend Callum Smith, Whitefaces, who lent me 2 Ren and 6 to make this this stream happen. I have a $500 loan account from Card Hoarder. Shout out to my sponsor; they're great. If you're looking to borrow cards, highly recommend their service. But Ren and 6 being 98 ticks right now is rough on the loan account. The Legacy community is really great. Nikos, I forgot if I answered this, but yeah, a single Ghost Quarter in a lot of lists with Loam does a crazy amount of work. This is kind of a medium minus hand. What makes this hand good? Grove, Ren and 6, Chalice, Bob, Mox Diamond would make this good. Decay, Library, or Loam would as well. Okay, so despite the fact that this hand doesn't look all that great, I think I get 2 draw steps to try and draw something good. Chake Kick, thank you very much for throwing your Twitch Prime money this way this month. I really do appreciate it. I think this hand's borderline. I'm going to keep it and just, like, not be happy about it. Yeah, fingers crossed that we're, like, playing against depths, right? And we just get to, like, waste you, play Lily, plus Lily into Oblivion. Since I'm kind of flooded, I'm going to lead on my Bayou rather than my Verdant Catacombs. Come on, fetch Volcanic Island. All right, hand got a little bit worse. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I mean, I knew this going in, right? If we're playing against Delver, though, and, like, we get to Wasteland a couple of lands and then Punishing Fire a threat, like, maybe it's not the end of the world. I get to keep making land drops, so when I draw things, the Daze and maybe even Pierce won't be that great. Oh, yeah, I'm just Wastelanding this land again. I will play this game all day. All right, so that was no shuffle there. a Mox Diamond. Yeah, I think I'm just going to hold that in hand. If my opponent discards me and wants to take my Mox Diamond over my Punishing Fire, I will accept that. Yeah, so Agathocles, I wrote an article a while back that I called the Critical Card Theory article, where I talked about how opening hands that contain certain cards for some decks put them at a drastic higher win rate than the hands without it. And the Mox Diamond hands in Loam tend to be better than most other like solid hands from the deck. It's sort of like Ether Vial in D&T or Exploration in lands. It allows you to just like attack from a different angle and play a completely different game. Oh god, if this is an angler here, that is so rough. Don't make the fish. It feels like a fish. So it's not like 4-color Loam hands without Mox Diamond are just bad or anything, but the ones with it have the most potential to be broken. It's the fish, folks. That is no bueno, and it makes a lot of my top decks significantly worse. How many outs to Big Fish do I have? Make a bigger Knight, cast a Lily, make a bigger Charmagoyf. So I have 4, 5, 6. Ooze might get bigger. 7, 8-ish outs. Oh yeah, I have Maze. 9-ish outs. Well, I guess I can keep them from doing anything else. So that's cool. Oh yeah, you bet I'm making a statement. I wonder if my opponent's lagging. They seem to be responding slowly. Or maybe they're eating pizza while playing. Yeah, Strifo, I feel you. Gurmag Angler and Tarmogoyf have been beating up on a lot of the decks that I've been playing. So like when I was playing with Red Prison, the decks that could go and... Sorry. The decks that could put down an early threat with more than 4 toughness became very, very difficult for me to answer. Because like I was playing a Braids that deal 3 and Chandra which deals 4. And so like those things coming down for very little mana, they're rough. I think Angler and Tarmogoyf are really well positioned threats right now in Legacy. Just to talk about it, you know, since Nikos mentioned it, I do have the Verdant Catacombs in hand. So hypothetically, if I did have the Dryad Arbor in the deck, I could like block Gurmag Angler and like Loam every turn. But that doesn't really like get you anywhere, but it buys time for you to like get something. Alright, so it looks like we're going to need to talk about some things while my opponent does whatever else they're doing while playing Legacy. So why don't we talk about attacking the metagame right now? Because that's like kind of where we're going with the Tarmogoyf, right? So right now there's all these 3 to 4 color mid-rangey decks running around that are playing like Renin 6 and or Arkham's Astrolabe to fix and like get nearly perfect mana. So much of the format is dealing with a bunch of slower decks that are trying to out mid-range each other. Yeah, odds, if you take a look at the left-hand side of the screen, there's the Cardboard Live extension, the couple of cards. If you click that, you can actually scroll over and see the whole deck list. So in trying to attack this metagame, full of things like 3 to 4 color Delver, 3 to 4 color Control, people are going a couple of different directions. Number 1 is try to play threats that avoid common removal. Merit Lodge, Tarmogoyf, Gurmag Angler, and Hogak are great examples of those, where they dodge some number of things like Bolt, Decay, Push, K-Command, Ren minus. The other way is going under the decks. By like being a fast combo deck. The Dark Depths still partially applies to that, although some of the Dark Depths decks right now are just like grinding. Oh, my opponent has timed out due to inactivity, I suppose, or my opponent just conceded. I mean, we'll take that. Not really what I was here to do, but okay. Indeed. Look how good our deck is. We just played Mox Diamond, and my opponent was like, well, this is the end. Yeah, Stryfo, I'm with you there. Jarvis was saying something on Twitter to the likes of, I'm not super intellectually engaged with the format right now because it's kind of boring just trying to like out mid-range everyone else. Yeah, okay. And so, like, then I guess the third way to attack the format right now is try to do something that locks out the 4-color decks. Or just, like, invalidates what they're doing. So, like, my 4-color, sorry, my Red Prison deck, this one? Or no, it's Gamma. Well, this one too. My Red Prison deck playing 3-ish Chandra Awakened Infernos that are uncounterable and just like give those decks an emblem that says like, all right, you take 1 every turn. That's really bullied those decks as well. Stryfo, have you stuck one of those in your pile yet? Because it seems like it's a good place to be. Like I was bringing that card in against like almost literally every deck. All right, we are playing against Peter Vanderham, who is an awesome brewer, so we may get to see something cool on the other side of the table. If you check him out on Twitter, there's a really cool line that we talked about involving Thalia and which piece of removal to use on it, if any. My opponent was playing Blue-Red Delver yesterday. Let me go ahead and keep this one. Like, I have a Tarmogoyf, which once it's bigger than a 2/3, I'll be super happy to have in play. And like I have multiple removal spells for small threats. I have a Maze of Ith for something bigger, like say Arcanist. Okay, Strifa, that makes sense to me. I know it's not ideal to just play out the cycling lands, because you really want to like recur those with Life from the Loam or Wrenn and 6. But I think this is a game where I just need to be making my land drops for as long as possible. Or sorry, for like as many turns as possible, like drag this game on, and then my stuff gets bigger than theirs. So I take it back. Maze of Ith, much less good against this card. I was thinking like, oh, if it has 3 toughness, I just get it out of the way, but like Preordain is a thing. So I may actually just want to continue making mana-producing land drops. I need to wait another turn before deploying the Tarmogoyf. Like, both to play around days. And to just make sure this is a 3-4 when it hits play. Hey, I've lost a Carnage Tyrant in Legacy before. Weird things happen, folks. For the low, low price of 0.76 ticks, you could have a big green trampoline boy. Yeah, how do you ever beat a big dinosaur? You don't. Oh yeah, here we go. That's the ticket. I didn't want to spoil this before it happened, but it was super sweet. Take your life, friend. Force pitching Piracy Charm. Legacy All-Star. This turn is gonna hurt, folks. I've been on the wrong side of this before. It's gonna be like cantrip, cantrip, attack with Arcanist, cantrip, and I'm probably gonna take about 3/4 of my life total this turn in damage. Oh god. Oh god. I am almost dead. Jeebus. Kiln Fiend. Ouchie. Well, guess I should have played the Maze of Ith. So Plague Engineer seems fine. More Tarmogoyf seems good. Multiple Bodies seems good. We'll also consider Thalia Swords to Plowshares. Not entirely sure. Thank you, HC Fox. That was quite funny. So, like, the libraries are probably going to go. The Loam's too slow. Renin 6 is fine. It's still removal. Usually cut a cycling land. And Bob's. That puts me at 61. Actually, maybe do I just want this as more removal? Or maybe even this. Is Kiln Fiend an X1? No, it's an X2. So I'm sort of worried about, like, bringing in too many Thalias when I have, like, repeatable removal that I want to be using. So maybe try this. Oh no, it's 61. Let's do this. Oh yeah, I've played the heck out of some Kiln Fiend in Pauper. Sneak. Yeah, Chalice on 1 on turn 1. Good stuff. Yeah, this is a do you have the Force hand, so I'm going to get turn 1 Chalice into turn 2 Knight. It's mostly because I think about what land I'm discarding when I play the Mox Diamond. I think this is an I need my forests hand. So I'm going to junk the Wasteland here, play Forest, play Chalice. Nice, the Chalice resolves. That's huge against this deck. So I need to put a land into the graveyard here. And I need a red producing land. Can I get Badlands? Let's get Badlands. I'm ramming this into Daze, because if my opponent dazes and goes back a land, they can't actually do anything for a couple of turns, and like then I'll probably get the opportunity to wasteland them. Sick. Boo! Boo! Basic island. Basic mountain. You know, like a shenanigans or in a braid or something. Alright, they had a braid. That's why the Chalice resolved. They just had an answer to it. Oh, don't true name me. Don't true name me on an empty board after I just Lost a Lily. F! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So I think I'm just going to hold that. Yeah, 2 counterspells plus a Braid plus True Name. That's very hard to beat. That doesn't help. That does help. Question is, like, which one of these am I using it to answer? Suppose I don't need to decide right now. I think I answered the Arcanist first. And then try to find a Wrenn and 6 to answer the True Name afterwards. Because, like, I might just be able to beat True Name poking me to death every turn. I think it's cantrips. Yeah, they pitched Ponder and Brainstorm. The cards that were dead in the short term. Hey, Seven Crosses, welcome. We are playing some 4-color Loam. We are playing against Blue-Red Delver featuring Kiln Fiend. So there's two schools of thought here. School 1 is kill the thing that's killing me faster, True Name. School 2 is kill the thing that is going to give them a whole bunch of card advantage over time. I went 4-1. I think I'm going to answer this. Well, super inconvenient. Yeah. The colors aren't an issue. So I can go like black, black. I guess the colors are an issue. Black, black. No, black, black, colorless, green, white, colorless. Get absolutely wrecked by a daze. I can also Lily plus on the Arcanist so they can't flash anything back, and then if they don't have a Bolt, I'm in an okay position. Or I can just, like, jam Knight, which stops this, too. Let's just see if this gets countered, and then I don't have to think anymore. minus. No, have to hit. Okay, get knight. Play a giant knight. It's like a 7/7, I think. All right, there's the days that I was worried about. I'm basically dead, right? So I get hit for 4, 7, go to 2. The true name hit kills me. I may go to 3, and the true name hit still kills me if they kill the Liliana. Yeah, like they had bolt plus. Yikes. So if I had ticked the Blast Zone up to 3 initially, I would have used that turn to blow up Blast Zone, destroy True Name, plus on Dread Horde, and then maybe still have gotten got by the days. Rough. That was devastating. All right, I'm going to take 30 seconds to run to the restroom. I will be right back. All right, back in we go. My chances were slim with any line. Yikes. Yeah, so let me pull up your Twitter post that shows that screenshot. It's a super interesting position. So here's food for thought. What is the play here? My opponent dazed the Ether Vial on my turn 1, and then on turn 2 I played Thalia. What is the turn 3 play here? This is on PVDH's Twitter, Peter Vanderham. So think about it and reply there if you're interested. That would be Gail Senatore. She's one of the folks from the SCG crew. She does awesome, awesome work. Do I keep a hand with no castable cards? What do you think about that? I think this is a mulligan. I think I'm gonna ship this. Like, I have no castable cards. This seems great. Turn 1, Tarmogoyf. Turn 2, Lily. Go, 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 go. So this is like 99% to go and get me basic Swamp next turn anyway because of Liliana of the Veil. So I'm just going to fetch that now so I can't get Wastelanded. That decision will mean that in the immediate future I can't play a Knight specifically if I top deck one. Oh no, that's not true. I have Grove as my other card. We're a little more all-in than I'd like. And, like, the Tarmogoyf can get bolted here if my opponent's on a bolt deck. Ugh, sorry. If this gets dazed or forced, the Tarmogoyf just, like, immediately gets out of bolt range and becomes huge. 3-4 Goyf. Let's go. I'm gonna Liliana you again next turn. Oh, Stifle's actually very good. But it's not necessarily something that my opponent's going to go and hold up. I am a skilled magician. Thank you, friend, for not holding up Stifle. Yeah. The Mox, it feels good. Cheers. Fire! Opponent's on a 1-turn clock from Tarmogoyf. If they play out any blocker, I Liliana minus on it. And have them dead. So I think they're on 0 outs once they cast that Brainstorm. Alright, so we're playing against presumably like a Rug Delver deck. So I think I like Swords to Plowshares, more Tarmogoyf, a Death Touchy Boy, Life Gainy Boy, double removal, probably still fine. Is this good enough? I don't know that this is actually good enough. So I don't want Library. Probably trim a Punishing Fire since it's not going to kill every threat. Probably going to take my Bobs out and my Tranquil Thicket out. And does that leave me at 60? That leaves me at 60. Felchmaster, you're fired again. Good job. I'm not really sure about this. Like, this card on the draw seems like a bit of a stretch, but, like, double Abrupt Decay is very good against, like, a deck that can be running Tarmogoyfs. Actually, I have another Sylvan Library. I'm used to only cutting one. That should probably go. What should I play in its place? One Thalia. Bring the other Punishing Fire back in. Like, the Punishing Fire can shoot Ren, which can be relevant, but it probably requires 2 to 3 Punishing Fires to kill Ren in the first place. Not super sure about that. I think the other card here is Ren or Thalia. Or sorry, Punishing Fire or Thalia. I'm going to play the Punishing Fire. Thalia is kind of questionable on the draw, but I should consider it on the play. Note that against Delver decks, I will almost always play my land prior to my Mox Diamond for Daze reasons. Opponent taking their time with sideboard. This hand's gas, so I can get Forest and Swamp off this, keep all basics, and cast all the cards in my hand except Plague Engineer, and I just need any one land to do that. I think bringing in Leyline is kind of questionable. Like, you don't want that anywhere except in your opening hand, right? And, like, I'm playing Tarmogoyfs, too. Like, I have 2 of those, so Leyline makes my own Tarmogoyf smaller, and, like, has a better chance of putting those actively into red removal range. So I think that's a very poor choice in this specific Loam deck. That is a run in 6. Sure. The good news is that means I can't get... Sorry, the good news is I can't get stifled this turn. So now the question is, like, do I just jam my Chalice into Daze, or do I just, like, Abrupt Decay the Ren in 6 right now? Decaying the Ren in 6 right now makes, like, their Brainstorms and Ponders a little bit worse. I think I Decay, and then next turn play Chalice through Daze. Because then I can, like, go play Chalice through Daze, play Lily through Daze if I draw another land. Nice. So I kind of think I'd take a hit or two from the True Name Nemesis to just like try and stick this Chalice. Because this basically requires a force of will or negation. Nice. I'm actually very happy with the Mox. Oh, Suicide Mox Grove Goyf. That's solid. So I think I actually Plague Engineer here rather than Lily. To play around Force of Negation. Sack a creature. Nice. Well, we don't need to play around Spell Pierce because we have Chalice of the Void. Mox Diamond, you're great as usual. Good job. Kaz, this deck's awesome. I love it. So I can play a 5/5 or a 5/6. I don't think I need to be holding up Abrupt Decay, so I think I'm just going to jam the Knight. Holding the Goyf makes it more likely that I can double spell next turn if I need to. That is true, but I don't know that they're playing Magmatic Sinkhole. Or if they were, wouldn't they have used it to, like, destroy my Lily? Wadi Fathom, if you click on the cards on the left-hand side of the screen, that's the Cardboard Live extension, and you can scroll over all the cards to see what they do there. So this is a really interesting turn. I think my Goyf is happening, so let's cast that. And my opponent's just done with me. So, like, the interesting thing about that turn is, like, do I start the turn by plus, discard my Chalice of the Void, then play Goyf? Or do I start the turn with Goyf, make sure that it resolves, play out a second Chalice on one, not plus the Lily, hold my Decay? There's some interesting arguments for multiple ways to play out that turn. Yeah, so I already plussed the Lily and discarded a Mox a turn or two ago. And Hyperion, I missed that earlier, but that's a good point. Playing out the Lily first could have been wise because if my opponent plays out another creature, I have to take a turn off to like abrupt decay their creature before I can Lily sack the True Name away. This hand is any land away from being nuts. Absolutely nuts. But I think this has to go back. Like, I have 2 of my lands already, so I have 28 hits. In 2 draws. I want to play Magic here. This hand's insane! Holy shit! What do I even put back? I think it's Ooze. No, I don't think we put back the Loam despite the fact that we have Wrenn and 6, because if the Wrenn and 6 gets countered or discarded, I still want to have an engine. Chalice on 1, you bet, friend. How do you feel about Wastelands? Oh, nice. Now I can get by with this fetch. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, do you have a Thought Knot? Oh, that's actually quite good. I mean, sure, the Wasteland's not the greatest now, but it's still probably worth doing. Like, I probably need to stay on this Wasteland train. Because I can't, like, Liliana this turn. I actually think I want to plus on my Verdant Catacombs this turn. So that I can... No, I guess I could just do that later. Yeah, I know I could have Liliana, but I think it's better to keep Wastelanding. I'll loam back this Verdant Catacombs too. Alright. Good luck with your Sorcerous Spyglass. This is gonna be weird. Because I have like Ensnaring Bridge and Mycosynth Lattice that I'm going to need to be thinking about. No, I don't think I am dredging here. Let's take a draw. Another Wrenn and 6. Not awesome. So this is going to be a ping a Karn moment, I think. I just need to pressure that thing now. Do I have a Scrubland in this list? Do have a Scrubland. Let's get Scrubland. No, we need to play to the board and try to get this Karn off the board. Because like if I don't play a creature to the board, it's very possible that I'll just lose to like Mycosynth Lattice on this turn. I also really want all the cards in my hand. This is a good timeline. I like this. Yeah. So that Wrenn and 6 can die. That's fine. Then I can Lily Edict their Dynamo. Alright, that's pretty good. Abrupt Decay would be nuts here. If I loam and hit 2 lands... No, Decay on the Spyglass is great. Then I Wasteland myself, make a huge night, and get in there. I'm going to Loam. Hitting 2 lands is insane. Hitting 1 land is good. Alright, great. Alright, so the Karn is gone. That is awesome. think I'll just play out the Wasteland. Jam another one of these bad boys. Yeah, the Ren and 6 is of limited utility now. Like, it'll let me keep hitting my land drops. Yeah, Zardian Legacy is really slow right now. Like, games are lasting a long time. With everyone, like, grinding value with Ren and 6 and Dreadhorde Arcanist and Karn and, I've seen less of the new Baleful Strix card recently. The green-blue one, the snow one, Icefang Coatl. But it is a mid-range format right now. You know, I'm totally on board with you blocking, friend, and giving me another card. I don't really have a ton to do this turn. Yeah, like Loam and Ren and 6 are different cards. It is not a strictly better sort of situation. Ren and 6 is very, very good, but as we saw, like, the life from the Loam putting lands directly into the graveyard, growing my knights, was huge to me turning the corner in this game. Is it crazy to just, like, play Ren and 6 and ping them? Like, force them to attack with the Thought-Knot Seer? I can't get, like, all is dusted. No, I guess I should play Loam. Like, play out a land, play Loam with no targets, cast it. That way, if they play some 6/6 creature or something like that, I have the chance to dredge and make them bigger. I have Abrupt Decay as permanent removal. Sorry, I'm looking at my sideboard guide to see if I have this in here. I don't think that I do. I think I just have regular Eldrazi. So I'll just extrapolate from there. Okay. So for regular Eldrazi, it says Swords of Plowshares, Vindicator, Johnny, Charm, Knackle, Garrett, Deluge. This actually isn't going to be all that helpful for me. So I know. All right, let's do this backwards. Let's do my outs and then do my ins. Like I don't want Chalice. I can probably trim a library. I can probably trim a Punishing Fire. I can probably trim the Thicket. The Ooze is also medium. But like if they're playing Thought-Knot Tears and stuff, it could be fine. So I probably want my Planeswalkers. I probably want these. I probably want these. Source the Plowshares is also a consideration. I think something like these cards are what I'm going to be looking at. This Liliana Last Hope actually probably doesn't do enough. Let's junk that. Like, this answers Sorcerous Spyglass and some of the smaller stuff. I mean, Scooz is slow. Like, that could be my 61st card there, and I just cut that and call that good. Yeah, like, the Sylvan Library is probably not amazing here. Like, I need to be doing more proactive things than Sylvan Library. Like, maybe it's better to junk this and just, like, keep something else that can give me some range versus Karn. I could see that. So I know that Mox is bad against Karn, but Mox is so good in this deck that, like, we'll accept a few turns of acceleration from it. I really should have looked at my lands when making sideboarding decisions. I really don't want this card. I'm going to be keeping this. This hand isn't amazing, but like it has Wasteland for the first land they play. It has Decay and the ability to cast it as well as a clock. This is like a Wrenn and 6 or a Loam away from being awesome. Fuck, 3-ball. All right. Hard mode, let's go. When someone plays 3-ball, always Wasteland them. Show no fear. Why the Huntsmaster in the sideboard? Well, because it's sweet. A more serious answer is because the format is full of mid-range decks right now, and the ability to generate multiple bodies, gain some life, and have removal all stapled to one card is actually pretty good. Alright, Glimmer Post was probably about the best possible card for them to have there. Wow, another Monolith. Yeah, uh-oh, indeed. Trinisphere, not traditionally very good against this deck, but in like the context of this specific hand, it's bought them a lot of time. Yes, Marriage, I am doing donation deck lists. It is $12, and I'll play whatever you like on stream. Yeah, Blast Zone on 2, looking okay. I like $12. I'll take a look at what you're sending along after this match. $12 used to be the cost of a league. It's now $10, but, you know, I established the rate at $12. I'm not going down. I mean, I enjoy absolute piles. That's what the Legacy format is right now. So they couldn't do anything on 7 mana, or chose not to, perhaps. Goif's very small, unfortunately. Yeah, it'll go up on YouTube about an hour after the stream's done. I don't think I can realistically Blast Zone, take out all these monoliths, and have it matter. Like, whatever big scary thing they have in their hand, they're going to cast. So... And they even had 8 mana. Maybe they just don't have anything good left. No, I don't think Decaying a Monolith does anything, right? Because they have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana still. I think I'm going to show them this, play out a Goif, and then on my turn, I can decay an artifact, grow the Goif by 2, and start crashing in. Yeah, they are on mono mana over there. It's possible that decaying the Trinisphere is better to open me up to doing multiple spells in a turn. It's also possible that just getting more pressure on board's fine. Yeah, my thought in decaying something this turn is that it grows the Goif by 2, gets that damage in there, and puts the Goif out of Warping Whale range. Yeah, putting Thalia in here is essentially just saying, like, I would like to tap down one of your mana, please. That's what it's saying. We're just going to fetch to thin my deck marginally here. That is correct. Our best out here is opponent not drawing anything. No, blowing up the monolith blows up my Tarmogoyf, chat. That's no good. I think I need to get another permanent type or two into the graveyard. So I think I want to put 2 permanent types into the graveyard. So like I'm gonna Abrupt Decay this Trinisphere and just be done with it. Then my Mox Diamond actually has text. Yeah, playing Thalia again into the Caracas just like ports them for 1 mana. That's not really worth it. I'm gonna hold up ticking up Blast Zone. Or like blowing it at 1 if I feel like that's something I need to do. Opponent's playing kind of sloppy. They didn't untap their monolith. Blast Zone on 1 stops Time Vault combo. What format is this again? Thought-Knot Seer. Yeah, take that Thalia. Get it out of there. Alright, so now we have something to get rid of with the Blast Zone. Draws have not been stellar. That's okay. I guess I really can't complain about my draws. Like, my opponent is 14 cards into their deck and hasn't seen a threat yet. Walked Airplane. This is the list I posted on Facebook like 2 hours ago or something like that. If you want to check out the Cardboard Live extension on the left-hand side of the screen. You can click the cards to see the whole thing, and even hover over everything to see what they do. Yeah, nothing changed during like the deck check tech or anything like that. I saw it in passing, yes, but I didn't like sit down and like analyze the singleton slots or anything. Strong draws. All right. I get a card. Hey, Bob is great in this spot, actually. And now Tarmogoyf's a real clock, too. So I only have basic forest left to fetch, I think. And I guess technically I should have Maze of Ith my Tarmogoyf to untap it, but that probably doesn't matter. So much mana. Alright, fetch lands, not so much good anymore. Punishing Fire, totally acceptable. Again, should have Maze of Ith my Tarmogoyf, but probably doesn't matter. I mean, opponent can draw like Emrakul the Aeon's Torn and beat me, because I went down to below 15 with the Bob hit. Walking Ballista would be very large. 3, 5, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Walking Ballista for 11 actually probably doesn't beat me. Oh yes, Maze beats Emrakul. That's right. Oh. Well, they get a bunch of cards. That's terrifying. That's also annoying. Getting people with Notion Thief is real fun. Alright, things are getting scary now. Okay. Alright, Bob. Another Punishing Fire. And a life from the Loam. That is not great. It's like I can fire you down to 5. Maze of Ith an attacker. Take the hit from the other. I'm just gonna get all my permanents Olamogged away. Yeah, I don't think I win this one now. Like I still got 5 cards in hand. They can Olamog every turn. I think this is just like we concede this one and respect my clock. So this hand has a Mox Diamond and a Decay. I don't know about this hand. If they're really monolith-centric, I might steal a win with it. This is kind of a yikes hand. I think I need to ship this one. This is a great hand. I think I'll ship back the Taiga here. My opponent is going to 5 as well. So let's Mox, pitch the Verdant, play the Grove, and send Bob on in there. Good luck, Bob. So now I have decay whatever their play is and wasteland their land. Seems strong. Merja, I love this deck list. This is going to be fun. We'll keep that as a surprise for the chat. Opponent can't beat Bob and is just like stampeding around their room, like waving their hands around, going, "Damn it, Bob, why? Why is it like this?" This turn is so sick! Nice. Destroy target player's will to live. Good lord. Like, mull to 5 and then lose 5 mana on turn 1. Feels good. I mean, I'm a Death and Taxes player at heart. Like, I may not be playing the deck right now, but I enjoy me some mana destruction. And the more mana you destroy, the better your life is. And, like, now I have more decays. For, like, if my opponent plays out, like, a Spyglass or a Monolith or something like that. Yeah, so, like, Bob loses some stock in the Ren and 6 era, but, like, Bob historically is insane versus control decks, right? So, like, in the times where they don't have Ren and 6, like, it's chipping away for 2 a turn while drawing you a card every turn. And the Ren and 6 decks, except the ones that are heavy on Tarmogoyf, really can't pressure your life total well. Huntmaster in Nebraska off Bob's. Opponent is winning the race right now. Like they're gaining life. I'm losing life. Yikes. Greatness at any cost confirmed. So my Goif's a 3/4 now. I think I'm just supposed to do this. And just, like, open myself up to the ability of Wastelanding next turn. Knight also will probably be stronger than Goif in the short term as far as attacking goes. Well, things have gotten a little scary. I probably need to kill my own Bobs next turn. So I think I Wrenn and 6, Wasteland them, Knight, sacrifice Scrub, Wasteland them, and then I can Decay a Bob, Wrenn and 6 a Bob next turn if I need to. Oh, fuck, why did I play Verdant Catacombs? That was dumb. It was really dumb. No, it really was a terrible mistake. All right. Ugh. I played this turn like absolute shit. I'm super mad at myself. All right, at least Bob didn't bite me in the butt this time. All right. So let's start with this. Turn Knight into a 7/7. Do this. Turn Knight into an 8/8. Combat. Attacks. Leave them with that. Plus Wrenn and 6. Get back a Wasteland. I don't have a 6-drop to hit, so now I can keep this Bob alive. Call that good. Still hold up Abrupt Decay. All right. So played very loosely at the tail end of that game. I just made an absent-minded misclick of playing that Verdant Catacombs, and when I had already talked myself through the correct line of double wastelanding, and that bit me in the butt, and then caused me to do a couple other misplays while I recovered. But it is what it is. We were so far ahead that game that the only way I could die was my Bob's dealing me 20. Don't you let him end this game with permanence. I mean, I love me some Uncounterable Chandra. You all know that. So our opponent, Saburo 0827, was either lagging or doing something else, and we didn't even finish game 1. So I don't know. They were maybe having connection problems, or were trying to do something else while playing Magic and got distracted. Opponent got scared of Mox Diamond and conceded. That is a better way to tell the story. So Merja, thank you very much for your donation, by the way. I was going to keep it a secret, but check out what we've got coming here. Pox. So exciting. That'll probably happen tomorrow. So while I'm thinking about it, if you're enjoying this content, please consider doing something to support me. If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to my channel for free. And support me without actually paying any money. Or if you're really enjoying what I've got going on, consider doing a donation deck list to spice up what's going on in the stream and point me in the direction of great lists. I mean, Pox is very solid. If by solid you mean frustrating for all of your opponents to play against. And you sometimes too. But it gets to showcase some incredibly powerful but narrow black enchantments. Chalice on 1 me? Deal. So, assuming this is Red Prison, do I want access to my basic forest or swamp here? I think I want my swamp because, it'll let me curve into Lily if I draw another black source. Yeah, I think it's correct to get the swamp and play Bob this turn, rather than, get the forest and play Ooze. So I'm most afraid of, Soul Land into Chandra minus right now, because I'm not super well equipped to deal with that. I can play Scavenging Ooze as a 3/3. But then, follow-up cards after that would be devastating. I'm not scared of the goblins, right? I have double Abrupt Decay and Liliana in hand. I have answers to creatures. That's fine. Mox Diamond would be a great draw. A green fetch land would be a great draw. Knight would be fine. Tarmogoyf would be very good. Not Chalice. Chalice would be a bad draw. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. Red and 6 would have been a hot draw there. So I don't think I want them to double spell on their turn. So I still think I'm going to go ahead and Wasteland and then play Ooze. I couldn't wait. I told them about the donation deck list. No, so we're 3-1 right now, going into the last round here. So we won the one against Eldrazi Post. Are you telling me that the Ren and 6 and Loam deck is fine against the mono black land destruction deck? Huh. It's weird. Wouldn't have guessed that one. Opponent may be new to Red Prison. They're taking a long time with their plays. And, like, Red Prison occasionally does have spots that are very complicated, and, like, the entire game, like, frequently hinges on what you do in the first 3 turns of the game. So, like, I get it. But it seems to me that this is going to be a very easy, like, Chandra plus for mana, play out something that gets in the way of the Ooze to try to keep the Chandra alive turn. Played a lot of Red Prison lately. Like, I don't know. Maybe somewhere on the order of like 8 or 9 leagues. Probably 70-ish% win percentage with the deck. Chandra Awaken Inferno has been insane for me. For anyone not familiar with it, this is one of your new Legacy All-Stars. The most important line at the top one that says, "This spell can't be countered." It's just a kick in the teeth versus any blue-based control deck. And the fact that it pluses to make its emblem is nutty. So I've been boarding that for everything versus, like, or sorry, everything from, like, Delver to control. Sure. Karn. Karn minus, get bridge. Yeah, the past 2 years or so have been really kind to the Red Prison archetype, and it basically turned it from an unplayable pile of cards, like it's like a tier 3 or 4, just like meme deck, into a real tier 1 competitor. So, like, we got Rabble Master, then War Boss, Chandra, Torch of Defiance, Karn the Great Creator, Chandra, Awaken One, Winter Orb. That's mighty interesting. So I'll untap this. I'll play this. And now I can kill either one of the planeswalkers. It's probably supposed to be the one that produces mana. And then I can just like hold up Abrupt Decay or Grow Ooze, depending on whatever I think is better. So my guess is like their last card in hand was a land. And they're going to go Karn minus, get bridge, play bridge, I'll decay it. And go from there. Geez, I guess Fiery Confluence was kind of printed in that like range of cards. All right, you have Ensnaring Bridge. Well, would you look at that? You don't have Ensnaring Bridge. Oh, that's interesting. So I'm going to attack and kill the Karn. And now I can Wasteland their Tomb. Or, like, Mox Diamond. The Mox Diamond would unlock both of these cards, which are quite powerful, and, like, give me more mana over time. I think Wastelanding them is a short-sighted play. I'm going to hold up Abrupt Decay. Otherwise, I get, like, Scavenging Ooze, eat something. Sure, if they confluence me, they confluence me, but, like, that is what it is. That is a very good draw. So there's only a Bob in the graveyard, so I can't actually save my Ooze. Sure, but I think you're focusing on the negative sides too much. Do I need to actually get rid of the Winter Orb? So I untap, I play a knight. The knight is huge. They're not going to have any more bridges. Because if I'm not going to get rid of the Winter Orb, I should really leave the Winter Orb because it makes the Chandra Plus way worse. Yeah. So I'll take my 1 life here. Alright, my knight is a 5/5. Hello and good luck. Goblin Rabble Master is not all that scary. Renin 6. Renin 6 is not bad. So I need to use one of my cards to get this Goblin Rabble Master off the board, and then attack in and kill the Chandra. I think it's actually Lily. Like, I should use the Lily while there's not another creature on the board. And now I'll have my choice of Abrupt Decay or Renin 6 next turn. Alright, well, I guess not now. Let's untap my swamp. Well, actually, I guess I could play Abrupt Decay or Renin 6 still. So I can Knight, sacrifice Taiga, get a fetch land, fetch, cast Renin 6, Wasteland Ancient Tomb, plus get their last card out of their hand, grow Knight by 2, have a Planeswalker in play. That seems fine. So I need something that makes either green or red, ultimately. So I'm actually going to wait until their upkeep to see what they untap. If they untap City of Traders, I blow up City of Traders rather than Ancient Tomb, I think. And like make them take the 2 damage if they want to play a 2-drop. Yeah, I think I'm just going to beat my opponent, like, kind of with their own cards here. Alright, that's that. Alright, so in we probably want Swords to Plowshares. This seems good. Plague Engineer on Goblin is insane. Tarmogoyf's great against this deck. And I'll probably consider these as well. Not so much the Thalias. I think that's a losing battle. So I think I want my Chalices out. My Maze of Ith is pretty bad. The Loams are not really great. Sorry, the Loam is not really great. And Connor also cut the Liliana of the Veils in his sideboarding guide. We're 3-1 currently, Sonic. So is there anything worse than Lily of the Veil? Like, I like that card. I think Plague Engineer is better than Golgari Charm in this deck. Like, it gives you another answer to so many different things, and sometimes multiple things at the same time. I think that's huge. I think the Scavenging Ooze is kind of medium. But, like, Lily's minus ability is just so dead versus any of the Goblin Duders. Like, Plague Engineer's Death Touch also gives you answers to larger threats, like Tarmogoyfs and Reality Smashers, Thought-Knot Seers, that sort of thing, that are sometimes hard for the deck to answer. Golgari Charm also gives you more outs to Moons, though, which is obviously very relevant here. Given where Legacy's at right now, I think it's better to have more answers to, like, creature-based stuff than the enchantment-based stuff. Yeah, everyone forgets about the last mode of Golgari Charm until they lose the game to it. So I really like this hand, unless our opponent moons us on turn 1. If they moon us on turn 2, it's fine, because I'll like already have the basic swamp for Bob. Alright. What do you got for me, friend? Yeah, we are looking pretty Jundy, aren't we? Trinisphere. Deal. Trinisphere's fine. It's not a game over. Yeah, I actually played against Belcher with Chandra Awakened Inferno, like, yesterday. Oh, friend, you went all in on, Yikes. No third land. And in on Trinisphere, so future Chromox doesn't help you out. So I really don't want to draw my swamp or forest here. So I am just going to take the swamp out now. Now let's use this to be getting forest, but I can't do anything else this turn because of Trinisphere. Oh man, friend. Actually, no. I don't want to. I don't want to draw my forest. Undo. Fetch. Get forest. Cycle that. Get Mox Diamond. Mox Diamond not really essential right now. I only have 2 basics, right? Just quick double check the list. 1 forest, 1 swamp. Yes. So I think it's probably correct to just take out their Mox right now and make them have a soul land in order to do anything else. Yeah, let's do that. Do it in their upkeep. Make myself feel fancy. Literally no reason to, like, well, not literally no reason. There could be, like, Spirit Guide and Sulfur Elemental. All right, there's that 6/6/4/1 action. Let's look at the deck list again. Yeah, I mean, I just used my opponent's cards against them that entire match. I don't think my opponent was particularly experienced with the deck list. Like they made a couple of plays that were kind of weird. Like you kind of saw how slowly they were going. I think there was some inexperience there, and I think better Karn usage in the previous game could have given them a better chance at staying in there. Yeah, we lost to the Blue-Red Delver Kiln Fiend. All right, super happy with this deck list. Would I change anything if I was running it back? I said I'd consider Marchesa over Vraska Golgari Queen. Like the chat made the point that this card is very, good at picking off like Brennan 6, which I can see as something that would be useful. Really like the feel of most of the slots here. Yeah, the loss was to PVDH playing the Kiln Fiend deck. There's an awesome screenshot of that deck on Twitter if you want to go and check that out. We had a game yesterday when I was playing D&T where he had to choose what he wanted to do, if anything, about a Thalia that I played, and the implications were huge. That's going to be one of my daily D&T matches for next week. Which, speaking of, I need to upload. I'd probably run back this exact 75 again, keeping in mind that Marchesa, question mark, is something that I'd kind of want for the sideboard. I feel like this deck's pretty well positioned. You know, it's a 3 to 4 color Ren pile that has Chalice to give you an edge against the other decks that are kind of like doing the same thing. I love that I have 2 basic lands plus Mox Diamond in this deck to insulate from Blood Moon, and like I have Knight to find my Caracas for the like Depths and Hogak matchups, which are becoming more common. So I think this would be a great choice if you were looking to play in an event this weekend. Oh, sorry, Marchesa. That's how we do it. I got it. Oh, I am at Mangaralock on Twitter. So that would be my Twitter. All right, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this today. If you do, please follow. I'm playing a lot of Legacy. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play some more Legacy tomorrow. I think tomorrow at about this same time, I'm going to be playing a Pox deck list, and I think that's featuring the new Ashiok, so that should be pretty sweet. And if you're really enjoying what I'm doing, please consider using your Amazon Prime / Twitch Prime to support my channel for free, or doing a donation deck list. Marquesa. Yeah, I could see that being the correct pronunciation as well. As a side note, the English language is really dumb in that you never know how words are supposed to be pronounced because our rules aren't consistent. I went to follow you on Twitter and remembered I don't have a Twitter. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to go ahead and raid someone named Tony Scaponi, who is playing some Legacy Delver, I believe. Cheers, folks, and I hope to see many of you tomorrow.